Hello and thank you for tuning into Millennium Movies. So this video is going to be my Season 4, Episode 4 recap and review of Servant, the final season. So this was a Halloween-centric episode, so we've got to witness the, the fun vibes and aesthetics that go with the trick-or-treating tradition of Halloween. And, while this episode was not probably as good, I think, as last week's episode, it was still a very enjoyable watch, and I had a lot of fun watching this episode. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into the major plot points and the plot developments that we saw with this episode. So this episode was really about establishing painting the black and white picture of who are our antagonists and our protagonists of the series as it's coming to a close here. Because where previous seasons there's been a lot of grayish areas with both the Turners and Leanne, and of course the cult, where you're not at certain different points you can view different people as bad people or good people of the stories. But now this episode really just establishes, it cements that no, Leanne is fully switched over to the dark side. The Turners are the people that we're going to be rooting for as the series comes to a close. How it's going to close, we don't know, but we start to see in this episode specifically, M Night Shyamalan as the showrunner. I know he's not directing this episode, but he is the showrunner. Basically, this episode is planting the flag of, which characters are, what are their motivations, what side are they on, and who's fighting against who. So Sean, whereas previous episodes it was sort of, we got to see the hints and the little nuggets that indicated that he was having mixed feelings about being so separate now from Dorothy, and their relationship being so deteriorated from what it used to be. I think Sean in this episode finally realizes that and it's because of what Dorothy tells him, that they don't have to lie to each other. They're not the same people that they were when before the incident with Jericho happened, and they're never going to get that back, regardless of what happens now. Not even to mention the exact truth of what really happened to Jericho, but regardless of that, that's never coming back. It can't possibly come back. But Sean is at a point now where he realizes that having at least kicking Leanne out of the house and getting rid of Leanne will at least give him the chance, just the smallest bit of chances, that maybe he can still have some sort of relationship with Dorothy, if not at least a very a friendship and a mutual understanding and respect maybe towards one another. Whereas right now, up until this episode and last season, that was not there at all. So we see Sean at the end of this episode tell Dorothy that he is willing to do whatever it takes to get Leanne out of the house. And so this is, we're back on Team Turner. We're back on Team Turner, baby. Because Leanne is, at the beginning of the episode, she's talking to her mannequin mother, telling her that, she understands now that the power that she has, it's making her have these very dark thoughts and dark feelings on things and people. But not only does she like it, but she actually enjoys it a lot, and she's wielding that power all over this episode, because she's breaking into people's houses. She's showing no regard for any of the social cues that come with just her awkwardness. And we also see her in a very gruesome and gnarly moment break this kid's arm who was going to try and play a prank on her, which is the kid, I don't want to say the kid had it coming, but the Leanne did take it too far, and that was a very surprisingly violent scene for this Servant and for M Night Shyamalan, because his movies don't typically get this violent, but for that scene, yeah, it was really unexpected. It kind of threw me off for a second. I don't know, maybe that's just me. You could maybe let me know in the comment section below if maybe you thought that moment was a little bit too gruesome. I mean, in and of itself, it's not all that gruesome. We've seen worse out there in media, but I'm just talking about for this series in particular. That's not the types of scenes that we usually get. But again, I think the purpose, it does serve its purpose, because it's supposed to show you that Leanne is willing to do whatever at this point to anyone she perceives as a threat, and she's really paranoid. So she is very dangerous to everyone who's not completely 100% on her side right now. And we're seeing at the end of this episode a very nice tease as to what we can expect, as we're nearing the midway point of this final season. We get the uncle coming back, we get Leanne's uncle coming back and saying, I have a plan in place to stop Leanne once and for all. And not only are there people in places where we can eventually, very soon here, get her in a position where she's by herself and we can try and take her out, but he's also saying that he believes that this time around he can fully get the Turners on his side to help him take out Leanne. So a lot of major plot advancements in this episode, and that was really good to see. I think it really made the episode fly by. And another thing that I guess I forgot to mention was that, Julian's conversation with Sean, where Julian said that he fully accepted that the reality of their lives. I think that, now that Sean had to be the first one to switch back over to team Dorothy. And this is finally going to be I think this is going to be what's going to push Julian to finally stop being so, on the fence with everything, where he's just so afraid of Leanne and he doesn't want to rock the boat. I think now that Sean and Dorothy are going to be teaming up together, I think that Julian is going to be finally the last domino to fall. And once he switches over back with Dorothy and Sean and trying to get rid of Leanne, and they're a collective unit again like they were in the first season, I think that that's going to make for it's going to make things very difficult for Leanne, and where she's definitely not going to take it very, very well. So very exciting setups for the last couple of episodes of Servant here. But more importantly, I want to know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this episode? Let me know, and let's discuss it. So yeah, if you want us up to date on all the latest in the world of movie news and TV news and Servant reviews, well, keep it locked here to Millennium Movies, and I hope you stick around for the channel. But yeah, until next time, guys, this has been Millennium Movies, and I will see you all very soon.